Have you ever wondered why? You can't stop thinking about that one person? It feels like magic, right? But here's the thing, it's not magic at all. Your brain is running a hidden algorithm deciding who you fall for. And trust me, it's way stranger and more fascinating than you think. Let's break it down. Scientists identify three main systems: lust, attraction, and attachment. Attraction and attachment start and end in the brain. Think of it as your brain running its own dating reality show. Lust is the first stage, driven by hormones like testosterone and estrogen. This is when your brain whispers, "Go. Find someone attractive." Attraction is when you get butterflies in your stomach, obsess over someone, and daydream about them. Your brain floods with dopamine, making you feel euphoric, almost like being on a drug. Hi. That's why you can't stop thinking about them. Attachment is the glue that bonds. Long-term relationships. Oxytocin and vasopressin play a key role in forming deep emotional connections. But here's the wild part. These three systems can work together or separately. That's why you can feel lust for one person, attraction for another, and attachment to someone else entirely. Why does your brain choose this person? Is it their smile? Their laugh? Their confidence? Yes and no. There's a lot more going on beneath the surface. The mere exposure effect. Your brain loves what it recognizes. The more often you see someone, the more attractive they seem. That's why childhood friends or coworkers can suddenly become crush material. Only 5% of viewers were able to like and subscribe to the channel before the time expired. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Done. Whoever has completed everything will find themselves and the love of their life. Familiar traits: you may be drawn to people who unconsciously remind you of someone from your past. Sometimes we choose partners who resemble our parents, not necessarily in appearance, but in behavior, mannerisms, or emotional patterns. Evolutionary attraction: your brain looks for signs of good health and strong genes. Facial symmetry, clear skin, and confident posture all send subconscious signals of fitness. Basically, your brain is saying this person might be a good partner for survival. What happens to your brain when you fall in love? When you're crushing on someone, your brain turns into a chemical lab. Dopamine is the pleasure hormone. It's released when you eat your favorite food, win a game, or achieve a goal. That's why you keep replaying moments with your crush over and over. Norepinephrine keeps you on edge, your heart races, your palms sweat, and suddenly, you feel like the main character in a rom-com. Serotonin levels actually drop, which explains the obsessive thoughts. Your brain literally prioritizes thoughts of your crush over everything else. The mystery of the X factor. But here's the catch: attraction isn't just biology. It's also deeply personal and unpredictable. Scientists call it the X factor, that unexplainable click you sometimes feel with someone. Take Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller. She was Hollywood's ultimate bombshell. He was a reserved playwright. Total opposites, yet they fell deeply in love. Why? Maybe Marilyn admired his intellect, while Arthur was captivated by the depth beneath her glamorous image. Looks aren't everything. Yes, physical appearance may catch your attention at first, but it's personality, humor, and kindness that truly seal the deal. Studies show that the more time people spend together, the more their attraction grows, even if they weren't initially drawn to each other. This is called the slow burn effect, proving that emotional connections can rewire your brain's perception of someone. So, the next time you find yourself daydreaming about your crush, remember your brain is behind the curtain, pulling the strings. Love is a fascinating mix of science, psychology, and that mysterious X factor that makes it so exciting and so complicated. But here's the real takeaway: attraction starts in the brain, but relationships are built by you. What matters most isn't just who your brain picks, but how you connect, grow, and understand each other over time. That's not all. Do you think love is just an emotion? What if I told you that your brain decides who to fall in love with in 90 seconds? Stay until the end. There are amazing scientific facts about love ahead that will change the way you look at feelings. Let's do another challenge from me. Only 1% of viewers will be able to pass it. The rules are simple. You need to test your brain. How does it react to the rapid absorption of information from a video? You need to put the video on high speed and listen to it until the end. Are you ready to pass the test? Lee will add 8 interesting scientific facts and unusual observations about falling in love. And first, let's see if you really think that love is a scientific phenomenon, but with a bit of a mystery. Love seems magical, but in fact, it is programmed into our brains. The more scientists study this process, the more amazing patterns they find. Now let's start with the facts. Number 1. Love really is like an addiction. Research shows that the brain of a person who is in love works almost the same way as the brain of a drug addict. Falling in love activates the same areas as addiction to cocaine or gambling. This explains why people can literally go crazy for someone and feel withdrawal when the object of their affection is unavailable. Number 2. Heartbeats really do sync. When two people experience strong romantic feelings, their heartbeats can sync. Research shows that couples who gaze into each other's eyes for a long time begin to breathe in the same rhythm and their pulses become similar. This is further proof that love is not only an emotion, but also a biological process. Number 3. Being in love reduces critical thinking. When you fall in love, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic and rational decisions, works weaker. This is why you may not notice your partner's shortcomings or justify their behavior. In fact, love makes us more trusting and emotional. 4. Love can alter memory. Interestingly, when we fall in love, our brains overwrite memories, coloring them in more positive tones. For example, if you and your partner met at an ordinary cafe, years later you may remember the place as the most romantic and meaningful. 5. Smell plays a huge role. People often say that they like the smell of their partner, even if they don't use perfume. This is due to the major histocompatibility complex, MHC, a set of genes responsible for the immune system. We subconsciously gravitate towards people with a different MHC from us because it increases the chances of having healthy offspring. 6. Deep conversations increase attachment. If you want someone to fall more in love with you, try having a deep conversation with them. A study by Professor Arthur Aaron found that couples who discussed deep and personal topics felt a strong emotional connection after just 45 minutes. 7. The 90-second effect. Scientists have found that our brains determine if a person is attractive in the first 90 seconds to 4 minutes of communication. This happens unconsciously, based on facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language. 8. Love may indeed fade, but it can be rekindled. Statistics show that on average, passion in a relationship starts to decline after 12-18 months. However, couples who continue to surprise each other, try new things, and maintain emotional intimacy can keep dopamine levels in the relationship high by falling in love with their partner all over again.
I don't think you'll be able to click on the next video before time runs out. 3, 2, 1, you lose.